I am back. I'm back. I'm back on YouTube. Yeah, and like I mean it as well. I'm not just like dipping my feet in the water again. Like I'm back. Um, yeah. So last year I decided I was done with YouTube, and I was done with YouTube. I was done with all the nonsense that came with YouTube. I've still always liked video making. I've always liked shouting stuff essentially potentially no one. But no, I've liked being able to get my opinion across in a way which encompasses how I am. What I mean is that like when I've tried to do stuff in 280 characters on a tweet, it never works as well as whenever I make a video. And there's been many instances where I feel I've wanted to make videos in the last few months and I've just not, because I've gone no, but I don't do YouTube now. There's been times where I have, because I've broken and like I've gone no, this really needs it. But I've just realised with all this Mark Rober situation 10 days ago that there's just a lack of education in the general public about autism. So if I can do stuff which is pretty minimal effort to me and I know can hopefully have kind of an impact, then why wouldn't I? Quite simply, I've got the knowledge. Like I want to come back to YouTube as who I am, which is someone who's very knowledgeable about the subject, who's constantly researching to extend his knowledge. One thing that often comes up whenever I fight these public battles is that like, oh, but you don't represent me, like the internal conflict, and of course I don't. I can't represent everyone on the spectrum. I would like to think that I try to do the best job I can to try and encompass as many voices of people on the spectrum as I can. In fact, but yeah, that's what I want to be about. I don't want to be seen as the person who is standing there for all autistic people. No, I want to be seen as the person that has tried to gather all those voices to just funnel them through one, because a crowd doesn't work to communicate. You're always going to need someone to be the mitigator, the mediator, and I'm more than happy to be that in situations. But that entails a responsibility on my side. I'm fully aware of my privilege within the autistic community. I am someone who, well, if we take the autism out of it, I don't fit into any minority groups. I can't tell the stories of lives I haven't experienced. Some drastically different to my own. What I can do though is I can welcome those voices to be a part of the stuff I do. Which is why I put a tweet out the other day just saying like, look, if you feel underrepresented in the autistic community, please let me know. I'm always working on bits. Yeah, if you're someone who has something about you, you feel underrepresented and you feel there's something that we can do, just let me know of your presence. connorwarduk@gmail.com. I want to be able to encompass as much as possible into what I do, because ultimately it makes every area of what I do better. That's a thing now on, by the way. That's always going to be a thing. And no, she's not going to feature prominently on camera before people start asking that. But yeah, no, it's interesting because I don't want to sound like someone who's... I don't want to be an advocate. I hate the term advocate. But factually, I have to look at the situation and go, I kind of am. And that is where there is responsibility. I can't have a go at parent advocates for not including the voices of the autistic community if I'm not fully including. And like I'm not saying like I haven't in the past. I always have. Like I'm someone who wants to include as many voices as possible. I'm just gonna be in your face about it as such now. I really want to be open to the fact of like, look, I'm literally just an email away. You know, I might not have something for you straight away, but sometimes I do. Like literally, there's someone who emailed me this morning that I've replied to saying, can we get on a call today because there's something coming up really soon. A few more people might actually be suitable for that. So please do make me aware of your presence if you feel underrepresented in the autistic community, because I can't tell your story, but I can try to add a bigger picture to it. It's hard to be vague without talking about specific projects, but I really do work on such a range of things that it doesn't matter actually. I just want to be able to have at my fingertips a brilliant range of autistic individuals that vary in so many factors, because that's how we're going to get a more perfect picture. And that's what I want to be seen. Like, I don't care if people see the victories and the losses, because, like, let's face it, we are going to keep losing. I actually think we're not going to get to a point in society that we want to get to until after we're dead, which is a weird battle to be fighting. But, like, I fight many battles behind the scenes and not publicly. They all feel like baby steps towards getting there, which is great, and that's absolutely cool. But I just want people to know that I do try, because I will fail. I will publicly fail. I won't. But the way any project works is you start out with your core values and your views on stuff and your vision of stuff. Then you have practical restraints, and those practical restraints divulge from what you initially set out to do, because of course they're practicalities. But then you also have external restraints of, like, are you working with someone else? Have they got a certain vision that needs to go on something? Which means that you as a person, your envisionment and end product are never going to be the same thing, yet you're still going to get judged on the end product as if it is the same thing. So I just want to be as transparent as possible that everything I work on, I try my very hardest to make sure that representation is that, because it's important. And that really is. That's why I want to be more present on social media. Because if I'm more present on social media, I'm shown to be more engaged, I'm shown to be listening more, which ultimately makes my cause more powerful for whenever I want to go and to do something. I say I mean that on a practical sense. Whenever there's something that needs fighting or needs fixing, I can do that. And if I can do it healthily in a way, because YouTube's a messy thing, it really is, but it doesn't have to be. I want to do stuff when I want to do stuff, when I feel it's right. There are other things that I do want to do though, like as I mentioned the other day, I want to do a series redefining autism. I feel that's important in today's age. We've really reached a brick wall with that, and it needs fixing. So that's what I'm going to intend to do. Yeah, I don't really know if there is much else to say on this. I'm going to try my very hardest to just make... Well, see, I'm going to steal NAS's slogan, actually, make a society that works for autistic people, but I'm going to go beyond that, and I'm going to say I want to make a society that allows autistic people to thrive. And they are kind of the same thing, but we shouldn't be suppressed anymore. We shouldn't be battling these big battles that we are battling, and when we are battling them, we shouldn't be treated like we're children. That seems to be the biggest thing out of this whole Mark Rober thing, is that all the responses have just been talking to us as if we're children, which just shows their misconception of autism. And just, yeah, the world's a mess. I want to help fix it. Simple as. And my voice is starting to go, so I need to round this up. That's the other thing. Like that's why I'm intent on doing this in one take, because that shows authenticity to what I'm saying. If I edit, I overthink. I think, oh, is that going to be misinterpreted? Is that going to be misinterpreted? But at the end of the day, you know, I do talks in front of hundreds of people sometimes. It's not much of a different concept at all. It's just there's no audience to play off, and I'm just staring at a camera. But if I can do that, then I can do this. These are my thoughts. It doesn't mean that every video is going to be one take. It just means that that's going to be the style. It's going to be live. It's going to be real, because I want to show that I know my stuff. I know my stuff, and I want to use my knowledge and my connections to help make a difference. And I will try. I will try my very hardest, and like I won't stop trying. I've got it back. I've got what I didn't have in the last year. I didn't have this. Fire is what I'm going to describe it as. I know we're getting a bit metaphorical there, but no, I've got it back. I've got me back. So I'm going to use me to do the best job that I can do. Yeah, I believe that's it. I can do this. I will prove to you that I can do this.